And here we are. I switched back to 40 optical zoom. Hopefully we can get some better pictures. And we're about 20 minutes past the first one. So we're still Tuesday afternoon, about 11:40. Oh yeah, they're up big time slather today by the looks of it. No, we want that focus. That's what the filter's on. Alright, that's a view south, looking towards Washington. And if you go back to the previous episode, 20 minutes ago, where I showed you the higher altitude, which means colder, which means in clear skies where there's no mixing of troughs, it means if it was just contrails, it would be even more persistent, perhaps 5 minutes instead of 1 or 2. And these ones are getting quite old. The earliest are probably an hour old. Perfectly blue skies, there's no humidity moving in. But as you can see, they're not so blue now. They're chemmed over. And if I don't mention it in the comments on my study, that yeah, well, maybe they're doing Fukushima radiological fallout mitigations. Well, that means I found no suggestions or indications of that in the weather maps, and this is too early to be about. Oh, that's a little odd. Let's take the filter off. Too early to be about the so far minor incoming solar storm, although there's potential for a grazing X-class to be released, along with the unstable solar filaments. In the southern hemisphere of the sun. So whilst we are in a setup for a major solar storm with a plasma saturated magnetosphere, and we are in a solar wind stream. They don't know enough to say, yeah, it's gonna blow, let's put it all out. Besides, putting it out now would have no effect. You can't put it out quick enough to shield or modulate the flare flash event, which is only serious when you've already got holes poked from, say, a triple CME incursion. So we can count that unlikelihood out. Yeah, that's with filters off. The tell-all is looking at your space weather, looking at any, say, military maneuvers, which this would not go over and mask that kind of thing, say, at the old MX base. Which is only about 300 miles southeast of here, in the southern Okanagon. Okay, well, whilst we're at it, we might as well give you an update on how's spring coming. Did have a bit of an inversion this morning, just right at dawn. And the low-lying areas did frost over at -7. Although the overnight low was probably about -2. That's Celsius. 0 is freezing. My American neighbors, in case you've forgotten. And the ground is pretty well. Anywhere that's not in shade 24/7 is pretty well unthawed. Down in the valley bottom. Which means we can I'm finally healthy enough. After all that surgery last year, I can go out there. To the uranium outcropping. Spring-fed outcropping. Outcropping isn't the proper term, but I finished my survey. I've got my second water analysis from the well water coming in. Of course, I sent it to the local government-approved testing facility and let them know I had also previously sent off a sample to a independent university testing out of country. Just to, eliminate any temptations. Geez, we better just fake over the naturally occurring uranium in the groundwater, which is a slightly known problem in our community. And almost certainly a serious health issue. If people aren't filtering proper and are drinking it. So, I wanted to just basically give the testing outfit. Look, now I can see, I don't even want you to answer, I'm just going to email you this here. Okay, there's the uranium outcropping, as though you probably knew about it anyhow. And just in case you're tempted to fudge the samples, not wanting to lose your official government testing status and all the government work you get, in lieu of all the private testing that's now going to have to be underdone, well, don't bother, because we've got independent tests. If there's a significant variation in the test results on the uranium testing, well, there will be accountability and disclosure. See, unlike you, Stephen Harper, I'm not heavily invested in the uranium production, which is subsidized to the tune of tenfold in the devastation to the land where it's been mined by the taxpayer. See, I have no shares in that. I have a share and a stake in life, and in all my neighborhoods, beings, not just humans, And obviously I'm also talking about the way you ordered all the testing, but 2 stations between the West Coast and Yorkton, Saskatchewan, deactivated just before Fukushima started to come in back in the spring of 2011, and still continues to rain down, as is verified by many independent amateur rad hunters such as myself. Okay, maybe I could say I'm a little more qualified than an amateur, though I'm not equipped beyond the amateur level these days, because I shipped all my very expensive equipment off to the coast back in the spring of 2011 to make sure there was some kind of comprehensive testing being done and evidence being collected. So you're not getting away with this, buddy. Even had I died of acute radiation poisoning, January 2012, or got disappeared tomorrow, it wouldn't work. You're already sunk. There ain't nothing, not even your bullshit unconstitutional notwithstanding clause, that's gonna save you or your cronies. And it's already well known, so like if you think your Agenda 21 backup plan to exterminate 90% of the people is gonna save your ass when you come out of the underground bunkers in 10,000 years? No, that's not gonna work either, man. You had your chance to come clean and do your legal obligations. You blew it. You want to be a global Zionist? Well, I suggest you leave Canada now. And if you really, really want to survive, you better just share what you learned with your co-conspirators in eugenics. Or I mean, doing business! Fucking parasitic elite ruling losers. The lot of you. But you're still resembling life forms. And even cold-blooded murderers. Deserve a life to live. And to learn. And to pay their debt back to my Earth's life matrix. And to help society learn where we went wrong. Alright, there's the extended version. Just tell me these are fucking contrails, you fucking losers. No, don't bother. I don't want to hear it. Just fuck off. Take your shill brown-shirted asses elsewhere. Okay? I'm getting tired of having to round you fuckers up. Throw 200 million at us and we'll still fucking overwhelm you. The truth will always be there and will always rule. Wish I could give the same kind of guarantee about my current life matrix, but that would be stretching things a little. There we go. Yeah, contrails. The oldest contrail being an hour now. And as you've seen from part 1, from an even higher plane, in the exact same air mass, the powering down engine left a contrail of about, 15 seconds? And probably if he was at full throttle and not descending to land, everything else being equal, that contrail probably would have been maybe a minute long before it dissipated beyond the visual spectrum. Hey. So, here. You want to add anything to that?